Okay, this is a testimonial video, and Ron's gonna share his experience to the viewer and the audience, how hair transplant affected him and his hair transplant journey, surgery, and the recovery. But before he does that, I'm gonna show the audience what Ron looked like. We'll run over real quick. Again, this is what he looked like before, and pretty much when you lose hair, you lose the framing of the face, and look at how much younger he looks. But the hair is not just about density, but there's art behind surgery as well. And that's before and after. Right hand side, left hand side, left hand side. Top view. You see how significant bald is? And that's where he is now. And I'm gonna leave the stage to Ron. And go ahead, Ron. Why don't you share with the audience from the beginning how hair loss affected you and your research and how you decide on my clinic and what's the surgery day like?
Yeah, sure. No, I mean overall for years you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you see more and more hair loss. You see photos of your hair and your hairline receding and falling out. And after a while, it's like you don't even want to take a picture. It gets a little depressing after a while, and I've been thinking about it for quite some time, for probably 5, 6, maybe 7 years. And then I just finally decided I need to do something about it. So I was searching and getting educated on hair transplants, and ran across Dr. Diep's site here and started researching more. And I was so impressed with how somebody gets 5 stars on doing hair transplants and all the testimonials, and cases much worse than mine before and afters. I was just stunned with the results. So I decided to give it a try. I came in for consultation and talked through what the procedure would be like, and it's basically a year-long process, and everything basically went exactly the way that you described it to me. And we talked about how many follicles would be extracted and replanted, and so getting through that whole process, I felt very, very comfortable that I was getting the best doctor with the most experience to do it, and the best team, because this is a whole team effort. The day of the surgery, it's a long day. You start early in the morning, but it was pretty straightforward. You made a number of injections for a local anesthesia, and you take a pill which makes you just kind of a little, not necessarily tired, but just relaxes you. And then with the incision you made across the back of my head, I really didn't feel much of anything through that. So there was no real pain involved through the process, and a lot of it's just kind of sitting there waiting the team to take the extract out and take each individual hair follicle and then put it back in your head. So you just kind of sit there and watch TV during the course of the day, stop for a lunch break, and you continue, and then you wrap up for the day. My wife came and picked me up because you're on meds and you can't drive in that. And then after that, most of the discomfort really lasts just more like 2 to 3 weeks, and that's primarily when you're sleeping. Just because of the incision. You got a painkiller, so there's not really much pain involved, just kind of a little discomfort when you sleep. But all in that, I didn't find the procedure really painful or anything in that regard. And my wife helped keep the incision clean and that in the back, and then you come and get the sutures taken out right after about 2-3 weeks, if I recall.
Exactly.
And then then everything went pretty much as you said. You have to go through this process of making sure you protect all the follicles so none of them get pulled out. Washing your hair, you kind of do it with a sponge to start with, dropping water and soap on your head gently, and then as that gets better after like 2 or 3 months, then you can kind of go back to regular shower. And I had a shower head that had a mist on it, so it was perfect for me. There was no pressure or anything. You just put out a nice mist.
Gentle. That's awesome.
So it was gentle. So that worked perfectly. And then you have the follicles transplant, but then they fall out, which as you said, most people panic. So there is kind of a little bit of a panic there. But then
especially a month later, right?
Yeah, but then it basically all started to grow in, and then just I took photos every single month just to show the improvement that went along. It was pretty dramatic. I'd say most of this came in after about month 10, something like that. So a couple months earlier than the full year, which was really quite nice. So so that was kind of the whole process.
So around the 3 months, you noticed the difference, right? It start growing out at the 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months you can start to see the stubble,
Uh-huh.
and then after the stubble, it just starts coming out and filling in, and you can notice month by month. You can see the pictures very clearly
Sure.
growing back out, which is
Uh-huh.
positive reinforcement as you're going through the process. So that was all really good. And now I'm just pleased. I can't, even my wife and my kids can't believe how good it looks and how dramatic the photos are. But I found I found your site just by the testimonials and look at what other people went through. So that was a great proof case for me and put trust in. Yeah, just your whole team here and everything did an amazing job. So now I feel much more confident going on video, taking pictures. Just everything. It's just it's nice to not get up in the morning or go brush your hair to look at your baldness or your receding hairline. So I'm absolutely thrilled.
Thank you. And actually, but because of those video, it helped reinforce the decision to do hair transplant.
Yeah.
And now you're on the other side, right? And
Absolutely.
you're giving back to the other guy to help him. But again, it's a journey, and it's not instant gratification. But picking the right clinic and the surgeon is really important. Reading the review is one thing, but I always recommend you trust what you see. You want to see a lot of before and after on YouTube video.
Yes.
To say, hey, you know what, he does it consistently and produce excellent result. And now Ron is kind enough to share his experience, and I hope the audience and the viewer to get a glimpse into what hair transplant journey look like, and hopefully that will help you, and from the experience that Ron just shared. And stay tuned. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.